Wrestle Addict Radio HQ, representing kings of the rings to the fullest. King Ricky made the hot tag to Willie T, and out of nowhere like Randy is the Queen Bee. K-Fay brother, 400 plus in the bag like money in the bank brother. See when they pod, it's the opposite of common. Look at the comments, crowned in a certified top 10. You heard? Kings of the Rings pod. Throw up a too sweet when you see the squad. Like a chop in a, I know you feel it. Kings of the Rings are the illest. Kings of the Rings are the illest. Kings of the Rings are the illest.
All right, and welcome everybody to another episode of Kings of the Rings podcast. I'm your host, King Ray Grizzly. Episode number 410. I feel like that's a milestone. But really, thank you, Boris. Thank you. Boris enjoys that we hit 410. Thank you guys for
he's
joining
so
us.
Proud of us.
He should be very proud. It's been, 9 years in the making at this point?
Yeah.
Something like that. I just recently looked on my Facebook memories of that thing, and it was like, oh my God, 5 or 6 years ago to the day that I officially took over WrestleMania Radio.
Jeez.
Officially.
Jesus.
Just kind of wild.
That's more than that's gotta be more than half of we've been around then, half of our existence.
For the most part, yeah, I think so.
Damn.
Which is kind of wild. So thanks, Ant, for if you guys like what you listen to or see, make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Wow.
With me, as always, the founder, proprietor, the one that put me in charge of this after 3 years or something like that. Will Tarashak, how are you?
God, no, it was more than that. No, it probably was 3-4 years.
About 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, because I started sophomore year of college, and then that was when I left college, and about a year after that. So,
Oh my God,
yeah, 3 or 4 years. God damn, man, time flies, bro. I checked my internet tonight. It's testing well, so we'll see how we are in 25 minutes. But so far, so good.
Fingers crossed.
So far, so good.
You got this.
Okay, I feel like in a week or two we need to have an event session on how much we hate planning for weddings and the costs of everything.
Oh my God, dude.
Because I am really mad at the city of New Jersey. Let's put it that way.
Why?
Is everything so fucking expensive?
It's so much. It is so much money. And we're having a small wedding, and some of the numbers I saw at the beginning of wedding planning gave me gray hair. That's why my hair is so gray now. But
that was the courthouse, just nipping above making it.
Yeah, no kidding.
That is true.
It's becoming such a better option every day.
I bet.
Well, nothing wrong with a quick little legal wedding.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Get
legally, yes.
Get
It is the most. It is the most important part. Yes.
The wedding process.
Literally. But I can't believe it's fucking June. It's still Pride, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We are still selling shirts, everyone. On
we're about to
website. Are we talking about our shirts again?
Speaking of shirts, let's talk about shirts, folks.
Hooray!
Yes, because we have V-shirts, Bill. I know we talked about our new merchandise store, but let's show off some of the new merchandise, I thought. So these are going to be our signature shirts for Wrestle Addict Radio, Young Lions Perspective, Kings of the Rings Podcast, that's us, WrestleMania, and the Brace for Impact Podcast from sizes small to 4XL. 50% off your purchase is still on for now, and if you order if your order is over $75 in total, you will get free shipping. So go to wrestle-addict-radio-shop.horpole.com. That's a real long thing to say. So I'm just going to tell you about the link is in the description, and it's also in all of our social media to go search there and get a bunch of stuff. Again, 50% off your purchase automatically, by the way. And as Kay was so eloquently saying, we do have our Pride 2025 collection where all proceeds go to the Trans Lifeline. So, Kay, do you have anything else to say about that?
I do. I'm just waiting for the notes to load. But the Trans Lifeline is the first all transgender lifeline in the U.S. and Canada. Our 100% of the proceeds for our campaign are going to them. Where the fuck are these notes? This is here we go.
There you go.
All righty. Got them.
There it is.
Here we go. Over the last 10 years, Trans Lifeline has answered over 150,000 phone calls from trans people in need of support and resources. If you are looking for support in the United States, their number is 877-565-8860. If you are looking for support in Canada, their phone number is 877-330-6366. Their hotline operating hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central, and 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Please remember that Pride was a riot before it was anything else. Please save trans lives, take care of your community, and please buy a shirt.
Yes, please do. I'm probably going to be purchasing one within the next week. I'm going to go a big haul in our shop and just get a bunch of stuff. Because thank God for credit cards, am I right? So yeah, the deals still apply for Pride as well, the Pride collection, as well as the rest of the Wrestle Addict Radio merchandise on the store. 50% off your purchase automatically. And whether it's over $75 or more, you are also going to get free shipping as well. So links to all of that are in our bio in the description below of this episode. So please go shop, shop, shop. Moving on to a lot of big news and a lot of weird things have happened in the week, because that's what happens in wrestling from time to time. Things just all of a sudden become a giant news cycle. And one of the biggest things that came out of this weekend and the last week in wrestling was the worst kept secret of all time, that WrestleMania is going double or nothing, because Triple H wouldn't say it, but I will. WrestleMania is going double or nothing in Vegas. They are returning to Vegas April 18th and 19th of 2026 after backing out of New Orleans, which is to the chagrin of me and Will and Kay, because that was going to be a wild time. And I guess for the second year in a row, WrestleMania is going to be back in my house. Isn't that lovely, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
100%.
I guess I'll be throwing a party again.
Pretty much. Now, don't be surprised, folks. This has happened once before, ironically, Will, in New Jersey. In Atlantic City, they went back to back. I think it was like 4 and 5 or 5 and 6.
Yeah.
They have done this before. So this is nothing new, but this is also, I think, something that was very disappointing to a lot of people, because WrestleMania this year, although it was quote unquote record breaking, was kind of
Yeah, it was only record breaking because everything in Vegas is twice as expensive. Vegas is one of the most expensive cities in the world, probably.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. And I wonder if this is going to come back to bite them, because I have no doubt they'll do really good numbers financially. But that's because things are also going to cost more next year. But part of the allure in the best part of WrestleMania is you can go to back-to-back years and have a completely different experience. Like Philadelphia was nothing like Vegas, which was nothing like Orlando, which was nothing like Tampa, which is nothing like New York, right? You get a completely different experience every single time. Whereas if you go back-to-back Manias, it's like, well, I did this already. I did this last year.
Yeah.
What could possibly be different? And do you trust corporate sponsor WWE sponsors everywhere selling out everywhere that they're going to do something different next year? Or are they going to do the easy thing because they need all the money and do the exact same thing all over again?
Yeah. Do we have any actual? Is there any credence to the rumor that I read that TKO was like in debt?
They apparently owe $3 billion.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Why do you think everything has a fucking logo on it now?
Dude, the Money in the Bank had the Cash App logo on it, which I thought was,
which is the best sponsorship ever.
I was like,
it was smart.
I was like, all right, that one I'll let slide, because you know why? Because it wasn't on there on Monday. I noticed.
Yeah,
it is no longer on there. So but I also think I was watching this. I was like, man, my main takeaway from the men's Money in the Bank ladder match: Fireball got the most of their money. That was money well spent.
They had the ladder. They had the press.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, but back to Vegas and Mania in Vegas. It's like, okay, now you really have to deliver. Their show will probably be better, great, but like,
hopefully,
the experience and going around, it's not going to feel new. Like they did Vegas in 30 and 34, and now it'd be 42. So like, okay, my second time in Vegas, in New Orleans, I'd still feel like it'd be a new experience because so much has changed since then.
Yeah.
So I think this is a mistake, but I get why they're doing it.
I mean, they want to get bang for the buck in sponsorship, and I do want to talk about the sponsorship thing real quick. Sponsorships on wrestling mats have been around for a while before WWE went bananas with it. We just noticed it because Vince was very strict about not having sponsorships.
Yeah, the ring is sacred.
In the ring. Look at a New Japan event. That mat is littered with sponsorships.
Yeah, absolutely.
All over the place.
UFC as well, which is also owns, which TKO also owns.
Did any of you guys notice the absurdity that they started putting sponsorships on the turnbuckle pads?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They had the 7-Eleven turnbuckle on the other night. That was
and
wild.
The Prime bottle turnbuckle. I was like, don't you have enough Prime sponsorship?
Remember, Prime was going to be the only sponsor for a little bit, only on pay-per-views, and then they're like, actually,
it's everyone.
Everyone go fuck themselves.
Pretty much. So WrestleMania is going to be back in. I really want them to be so lowball about this that they just redo the same set.
No, dude, this logo looks great. Like, I do love the black and white. I do love the fonts.
No, not the font. I meant the actual stage.
I know. But that would be really funny because it'd be a completely different color scheme. But like this looks great. I'm not gonna lie, this looks great. In this case, for the kids scoring at home, TKO is up 15% this year. So
and still in debt, apparently.
Not complaining.
And still in debt. So we'll see how this card goes to build the WrestleMania. I mean, we got to get through summer, and summer's pretty loaded as it is. Speaking of which, WWE held their Worlds Collide last Saturday in the afternoon from the Forum. Worlds Collide, I thought, from myself and Kate that did watch it, I loved the event. I thought it was awesome. The main event between Vikingo and
Chad Gable
God was unbelievable.
Match of the weekend.
It's a match of your candidate. Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
I know you didn't watch Worlds Collide, Will, just yet, but you definitely should. There's no reason Chad Gable as El Grande Americano should have been in the Money in the Bank ladder match after the match he had earlier that day.
Oh, I believe that. Because Triple H said it was really great after saying he didn't finish watching it yet.
Not the only lie Triple H said. But
Oh yeah. He was not on his A game that night.
I watched Worlds Collide today, and like Chad Gable's performance in that match further solidified my belief that El Grande Americano was going to get pulled for Money in the Bank, and I'm even more mad now that I was disappointed.
Oh no, I was thinking of UK during watching it too. I'm sorry.
I was so
it was worth it. So actually, okay, no, wait, let's go to the full event. No, it's okay. It was they streamed it live.
It was streamed live on YouTube. So
Money in the Bank, Worlds Collide. Guess how many views it has as of today?
Millions?
Yeah.
5.
3.1. I should say K. 3.1 million. It has.
It's not bad.
No, that's. I mean,
not bad at all.
What do you think? What do you think? Dynamite's +3 is on HBO.
500,000.
Okay. Yeah. 3 million. Like, I know YouTube a lot of it's bots, but still, like, it cut that in half. 1.5 million is still a great number.
Yeah, it's a great number.
It's a huge success. This is straight up. This is better than anything AEW did with TNA or AAA or New Japan.
It was
in one day.
And they set up a random Money in the Bank match, like after the first match with Dom in the crowd.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked completely. Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. The breakout star outside of Viking, we knew Viking was going to do well, but the person that got the internet just talking is this man right here. Meet Mr. Iguana, the breakout star of the weekend.
I'm glad to see Dave's doing well.
So, Will, he's in the first match. He's in the first trios match.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Because they do a whole segment with Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio gives a whole little speech and stuff. And if you actually notice it, when Rey Mysterio does a speech, he never touches the AAA logo while he's speaking in the middle of the ring. He never touches the AAA or WWE logo. He walks around both logos. He never puts his foot on them.
Interesting.
It was very, very interesting.
I wonder why.
It's a respect thing, yeah. But I found that really interesting. But after all of the pomp and circumstance, like Shawn Michaels was there for no reason. But after all of the pomp and circumstance,
NXT baby,
the first thing you see is this man crawling out of the entranceway on all fours with a stuffed pet iguana in his mouth.
Honestly, relatable. I'm being propped up by a stuffed animal right now.
Yeah. He then, once he finally gets to the ring, he hacky sacks the stuffed animal off the ground perfectly onto his shoulder. Like, this man is absolutely brilliant. He keeps on sticking out his tongue like an iguana the entire match. Lince Dorado was on the other team because there goes Will. He comes back.
I will.
Here he is back again. So he still might even not.
20 minutes right on cue.
Wow, that was pretty good, actually. That was pretty good. Throughout the entire match, he used the iguana as a prop, and so did the rest of the wrestlers. Like Lince Dorado, they called him back because Joaquin Wilde got hurt or got concussed in like a dark match or something like that. He throws it at Lince Dorado. Lince Dorado starts fighting with the pet iguana. He like kicks it, gives an elbow drop. Did you see him give the iguana a Spanish fly?
Yes. Oh my! I need to send you a TikTok. There's a TikTok of that whole sequence being like your favorite horror story looks like, and it's set to that song Joyride. That's always set to sad shit on TikTok.
Mr. Iguana is a beast. You're absolutely correct. This man just stole the show. He's the right amount. I think you'll agree with me, Kay. He's the right amount of wrestling stupid.
It's perfect. It's so perfect. I feel like any more with the iguana and it could have been annoying. Or like, you know on SNL when sometimes they go over their joke about 3 minutes too long?
Yeah.
They could have easily had that happen with the iguana, but it was like the perfect amount of iguana. I like really want more of him. And the iguana. What's the iguana's name? I forgot. I feel really bad.
I think it's Spanish for iguana. I just forgot what it is in Spanish.
I wish I remembered how to say it.
It begins with a Y. But I've never seen WWE throw up a Mr. Iguana, a shirt for a wrestler so quickly. Before the show was over, Mr. Iguana had merch on the shop.
Yeah, they all.
It's like Laisca. I think that's how you say it, Laisca. What's the name of Mr. Iguana? He's got a present. Mr. Iguana got a promo package on Raw. Okay, he got a promo video on Raw. Like, that's how big he is. I mean, I think he was also featured at Money in the Bank. Am I right? Like by himself.
They were, he got the in-crowd shot. Yeah,
he got the in-crowd shot,
and he got the meme of the iguana holding the briefcase. I watched.
You know what's going to be our show cover, right? Is the iguana holding the briefcase?
Of course.
Oh, there goes Will again.
Bye, Will.
Yeah, he'll be back soon. But yeah, no, I love Mr. Iguana. People are saying he should win Money in the Bank. People saying he should dethrone John Cena.
Honestly, here for it. I would have given up my CM Punk prediction for that iguana.
I bet you would.
Yeah.
I bet you would. It is Mr. Iguana is absolutely amazing. He'll probably be re-seen again at Triple Mania. We did a great time on Worlds Collide talking about Triple Mania and the history of AAA and what it means and everything. So it's listen, like Will said.
Hi, Will.
He's back in 2 seconds. Like Will had previously said. Oh, or he's gone. Yeah, he's not there. Like Will had previously said, this was a success by and large, especially by the numbers on YouTube, 3.1 million views. And then replayability, who knows how much that view is going to jump up to. And it's all going to be because Mr. Iguana is going to be doing numbers now. I almost bought a Mr. Iguana shirt. I thought about it.
I thought about it too.
But you can tell it was a rush job if you saw the shirt. You know, they can do.
Let me look at it again. I don't remember the shirt at all, which probably shows me I shouldn't buy the shirt.
Yeah, it was a rush job. I'll tell you that right now. But otherwise, I think it was good. That's okay. You're looking up a shirt, and we're waiting for Will to get back. Let's talk.
Wait. This is just a quick sideberg about the WWE shop. I didn't realize, number one, that JD McDonough is referred to as the Iron Lung, but also he's
not.
Okay, so on the shop, there's a JD McDonough shirt, and on the back it says Iron Lung, and it says JD McDonough 127.25, and it's an ace because he's like the Irish ace or whatever, and there's it's like a rib cage, like lungs. It kind of looks like that CM Punk shirt I have.
Do you know why he's called the Iron Lung, or why he called himself the Iron Lung? Because
No.
remember on January 27, 25 episode of Raw, he collapsed his lung when he did that moonsault and wasn't caught correctly.
Oh yeah.
That's what that's in reference to. So
I
that is
forgot
why
about that.
that is why Jaded. That's why that is there. Looks like just a me and you show for right now until we'll return.
All right.
So let's talk about Money in the Bank and talk about everything that happened in WrestleMania. I don't know. I didn't really take Spanish in high school, so it could be just slang.
All right.
We'll know.
I can find out. I did take Spanish in high school, but I was straight edge in high school. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, yeah, let's get back into Money in the Bank and everything like that. Overall, I thought it was a really solid show, and it was going at the pace I thought it was going to go, and then the main event happened. Which my only gripe was like, well, how come the Money in the Bank matches don't bookend the show? Because I think this is the second year in a row that there is a multi-person match to end the show. So I thought it was really interesting. But what they did at the end, I thought was really good. I thought Money in the Bank was solid. I think the men's match for the first time in a long time was much better than the women's match. The women's match had their moments, but I feel like it was kind of going through the motions.
yeah, I wanted more from the women's match, but I low-key need to rewatch the men's match.
Yeah,
because I don't know, and I didn't pay attention nearly as much.
Understandable. I mean, the women's match had their moments. You had Stephanie Vicaire, who's done like 3 matches in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Going wild. Devil's
she
Kiss
looks
on the
great in
ladder.
all of them. That was fucking crazy.
Devil's Kiss, which the one at Worlds Collide with her and Lola Vice, or the one at freaking Money.
Both of them. But I mean, the Devil's Kiss on the ladder is fucking crazy.
Yeah. It was a very, very interesting moment. Dominic and Octagon Jr. apparently was doing an impromptu match where Octagon Jr. looked freaking fantastic.
I low-key missed that match because I went outside quickly to smoke, and I guess that match ended so quickly that I came back inside and it was already over.
It did really well. So let's talk about some of the things that also happened that we're going to get to. Speaking of the women's match, we have the most obvious person to win Money in the Bank and the first African American woman to hold the Money in the Bank briefcase. Naomi wins in fantastic gear. I can't wait to see what she does with that briefcase.
I hope she has a custom case, like with caution tape or something on it.
I want a caution tape custom thing. I really, really do. I don't know if she's gonna do with it. But I mean, Biggie praised the hell out of her on the post show, which is really good.
Yeah.
The visual of her with the anger on her face. And where Will's back. The visual of her with the anger on her face and the briefcase right next to her was a perfect shot when she won.
The most deserving winner by far.
Yeah, I think she is going to do absolute wonders in numbers. Will, now that you're back, what are your thoughts on Naomi winning Money in the Bank?
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, I thought this match told a much better story compared to the men's. The men's was a spot fest, which was great, but this match was a lot more cohesive in how everyone worked together. And Naomi was just the perfect person to win this because there were so many options. So see, Cash App, great.
No, it was good. I mean, she's telling the best story. Her as a heel she's getting so much better at it.
Oh yeah,
like she's just improving every week as it, and she's really like sold into it. And her is just this vengeful person, never knowing when she's going to strike. She's going to do great. I think she'll hold the briefcase longer than men's Money in the Bank, who for the second time in his career is the cackling behemoth himself, Seth freaking Rollins.
I mean, I told you LA Knight was there to take the final bump.
That's also the thing. What do you do with LA Knight now?
Release him. He probably leaves.
Oh no!
He's been in 3 straight Money in the Bank ladder matches, and he's lost all 3.
Yeah,
that's so sad.
Each one of him winning was less and less believable.
Yeah, it pretty much was. Like Will said, the Money in the Bank ladder match was just absolute chaos.
Yeah.
Like when I think who was it? someone gave I might have been LA Knight or something, like the final sequence where like a Grande Americano climbed the ladder into the ring, to climb a ladder to get on the big
That
ladder,
was so cool.
to then get thrown off the ladder and barely miss the outside of the ring.
I mean, that was great too, because you could see Seth holding the ladder for him and steering it back and steering it over. So no, that whole sequence was insane. I think I was like, good Lord. And Michael Cole was like, good Lord.
Yeah. It was a crazy thing. Seth winning was, I guess, the easiest and obvious choice.
It was the only choice.
Yeah, there's never really much you can do with this. Now it's a matter of when is Seth going to strike. I don't think he waits too long for this, because I think there's something weird, but I don't know what it is yet. Because you also have Paul and Bronson and everybody like that, and also Jacob Fatu finally becoming the babyface we need.
Oh my God!
I hate you solo.
He said, I hate you. We shouldn't even add the solo. We added the solo.
It was great.
We're adding the solo.
We're adding.
So like when he's in a new feud with like Big Show or something, he's still like, go, I hate you. And then we as fans go, solo.
Yeah, it was an absolutely wild time. Seth winning, not surprising. But what is very surprising is this next moment here. The Truth has set himself free. During the main event of Money in the Bank in the tag match, John Cena was going for his patented 8th move of doom, which is the championship to the face. That's the 8th move. The 7th move is the kick in the nuts.
Yep.
The 5th move is that dumb punch he did for a while.
That's the 6th move.
6th move is the dumb punch. Is like whatever. It was like the lightning fist or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he went for the 8th move, and then someone in all black in a hoodie just attacked John from the crowd. And I was on a chat with Sir Charles, and I was like, and once I saw his like hoodie ride up, and I saw like the dark skin, I said, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, like I was like, oh fuck, they brought him back.
And talk about a pop when he took his mask off.
Yeah,
and I was convinced. I was like, if this is how they write R-Truth off, perfect. Like, absolutely perfect.
Just give him one final appearance.
Mm-hmm. Like, if they were hell-bent on not re-signing him, and they were like, hey, we're going to do this moment, and he kind of gets his comeuppance against his childhood hero.
Nah, dude, because the crowd is chanting, we want Truth louder. Yeah. That's going to backfire so hard on them if they did that.
So he has this moment. It's absolutely bananas. It's like one of the most viewed things on WWE social media currently. Mm-hmm. His return, and then Triple H on the post show.
It's all part of the show. It's like,
was asked directly, "Hey, was this essentially? Were you working us, or did you guys actually re-sign Truth?" And his only response was like, "Are you enjoying what you're watching? Enjoy the show." To which R-Truth's son put on his Instagram story on social media a clip of that video and said, "Stop the cap," which for all of us here means that Triple H is lying. And then R-Truth responding to a fan on social media said it wasn't a work.
Yeah, no, I legitimately got released. Like, yeah, no. Duh. And dude, here's the thing. Like, when Triple H gave that answer, if you're a reporter, how do you not ask that same question again?
Yeah.
Be like, so was it a wreck? It's the biggest thing. Now, what's your story?
Yeah.
Enjoy the show. It's like now none of you actually have an article to write because you didn't follow up a dumb question, a dumb answer. With question.
Yeah.
But I feel like Triple H doesn't want people to be writing articles about this when there are so many other things.
It's too late. It already got out. It's too late.
Yeah.
It was very public knowledge that he was entertaining offers immediately after. One of them from AEW, allegedly,
Yeah, like if you're Triple H, the answer is like, yeah, like we made a business decision, and but at the end of the day, the people who mattered most are the fans wanted him back, so we worked it out and brought him back, and now we're making it work. I'm glad to see what we're gonna do in the future moving forward. Bam, that's it.
Easy question. Yeah, easy answer.
Easy, fucking easy.
Yeah, very easy. It was so difficult to re-sign Truth that apparently this happened in the 11th hour, where Nick Khan had to get involved.
I believe that.
It's very reminiscent of when, from a baseball perspective, and we'll understand this. When Judge was about to go to San Francisco, and the Steinbrenners just made the call and be like, "Stop the BS. What do you want?"
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah.
No more games. Let's work it out.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's what this is reminiscent of. And the one thing Truth wanted, apparently, was that he wanted to be taken seriously in WWE, because outside of WWE, Ron Killings was a serious performer.
A bad man.
Yeah. You know, TNA has a whole history of Ron Killings in TNA, but they threw up immediately after his monologue on Raw, which, by the way, was absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
Loved it.
But we as fans, do we want Ron Killings, or do we want our lovable, hilarious, silly, forehead slapping, that's perfect R-Truth?
It's not up to us anymore.
I don't think we should.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should force R-Truth to have to be the jovial clown forever and ever if he doesn't want to be that forever. He deserves to explore,
That's a great jovial clown, though.
Yeah, but he but made
he's more than that.
And he made his feelings known. He's like, R-Truth sometimes is too forgiving. R-Truth is too gullible. And I don't need to be that person more. I want to be Ron Killings, and the truth set me free. When he brought out his scissors, that's the first time I think I saw Wade Barrett and Michael were like, whoa.
Yeah, what? Wait, Barrett and Cole, like, they backed up to like, wait a minute.
And he cut his hair, and I was like, wow, okay, this is where we're going.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was like, this is where we're
crazy.
going.
I didn't see that one coming.
No, nobody did. But listen,
It makes sense, though.
I get it.
You have to shed the old to make room for the new.
I get it.
Also,
no,
like,
it's
not
poetic as fuck.
Hair holds trauma. Like, hair holds pain. Hair holds memory. So by him cutting his hair off, like, he's literally setting. The truth will set you free. He's free of it.
It was also refreshing to see him cut a coherent and sensible promo too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I loved everything about it. I'm interested to see where this goes, what he does with it. It's fresh, and I do want to put this out there real quick, because as the narrative is going to be that we as fans got our truth back, I don't believe that whatsoever.
Interesting.
Because we've lobbied for tons of people to come back. We lobbied for CM Punk for what, a decade?
10 years.
And they never. What I think happened, because the IWC and wrestling fans bitching about somebody being released is something that happens about 3 or 4 times a year, no matter who it is.
Hey man, no one was cheering "Bring back Braun Strowman." All right,
Exactly.
they gave him his flowers online, and then
he's still technically with the company.
Amazing.
He's still got to do that
what?
reality. He's got to do the reality TV show.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we can continue. So okay, yeah. I'm hearing you out. I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, what I think occurred was not the backlash from the fans, but it was from the wrestlers in the locker room.
Yeah.
There are people being released all the time, but the collective Saturday and the collective, all the tributes to Truth from heels, faces, everybody in between, wrestlers in AEW, Goldust or Dustin Rhodes, for one of them, really, I think, changed the course of what was going to happen. Where they were like, we might have a problem if we do not re-sign Truth.
Right.
And I think that's where Nick Khan got involved.
Well, I think that's what Triple H put pressure on everyone else. Like, guys, I told you. you can clearly tell when watching this product when Triple H has power and when he has absolutely no say in fucking anything.
Yeah.
And like advertisements, I think Triple H has no say, but I think he doesn't really care. He just gets the business behind it. R-Truth, I could see him not wanting to cut R-Truth because you could see this coming. And then he gets cut, backlash from the wrestlers. Because John Cena, the story came out that John Cena requested to work with Truth because he knew his Truth was going to get released. So he requested to work with Truth on the way out. And then, who knows? But yeah, the locker room, I think that makes way more sense.
I think it was the locker, because it's not us as fans. They're gonna go with that narrative to be like, you have the power, but I think it was the locker room. and they were in the midst of like the locker room becoming really upset at the powers that be.
Yeah.
Which is always going to turn out, which is always going to be a bad product.
Well, it's also kind of setting a precedent too, because they know the rumors. They're like, okay, because they know why who's getting cut. The bloated contract. It's like, well, who else has a bloated contract who isn't like useful, but who's been here forever? I mean, like in the locker room, probably fucking the Miz.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of the locker room saying, like, hey, man, we're not going down the slippery slope. We're saving our job. It's like the wrestlers low key unionized.
A little bit, kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah.
They kind of came together and pushed back. That's they united.
There you go. United. Yeah. And that's what happened. So this is going to be a different R-Truth thing. I mean, he's under Ron Killings now on WWE's website. He has merch under Ron the Truth Killings, which was literally the TNA name. So.
And also, props to the TKO and the executives for listening and backtracking. Even if they don't want to admit it, they made a mistake publicly. They don't have to. We know, right?
Yeah, it's very obvious you made a mistake.
So props to them for backtracking immediately.
Yeah, it was surprising because, like we said, he sold like that Ron Cena shirt was like a top 5 shirt that they released them and they put it off the shop. I'm like, what are you doing?
You know what I find interesting? I know it like wasn't obviously planned this way. Liv got that shirt and it arrived the morning of Money in the Bank.
It was a sign.
Amazing.
So and so we watched it on Sunday morning.
Yeah. Overall, Money in the Bank, excellent at the end, obviously, with the return of Truth and the re-signing her around the world. 7 days. 7 days they brought him back.
It's the shortest return in WWE history.
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely correct.
And it's fucking perfect for his character, R-Truth.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
R-Truth.
Absolutely perfect. So let's move on to the build to Night of Champions because that's in 2 weeks. So guess what, folks?
Yo.
Is a Night of Champions prediction show. To kick off Raw, Cena came out. He wanted somebody to challenge him, and it's CM Punk who unloaded on John in a very eloquent promo way.
It was great.
Incredible.
John just took it. John took it right on the chin. John's like, oh yeah, you want to talk about principles? Follow me to Saudi Arabia, the place you said you'd never go, bitch.
Yes, and so
I said that in my chat with Ricky and Mads yesterday, and I was like half kidding. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be Saudi, and then it's Saudi.
It's Saudi. Yeah, he's like, follow me to the place you said you'd never go.
I think that's a great tongue-in-cheek move.
Oh, it's great.
Cena.
I agree.
And I think it's
great work. It's the
one of
most
Cena's
heelish thing he's done in months.
Yeah, it's the most heelish thing he's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why I think it's not going to happen. Punk is and Kay would probably know this more than me or you. Punk is very adamant about never going to Saudi.
He is, but he also is on a kind of a mission not to be a problem in the locker room, and he probably really likes the money they're throwing at him.
He hasn't gone before. You know, he hasn't really shown up as well as the internet goes out as I try to rebuttal. But he hasn't gone before, so nothing makes me believe that he's actually going to do it this time.
While I selfishly don't want their match to be at SummerSlam because I will be bacheloretting it up that weekend, I don't see it happening at SummerSlam. I don't know why. I don't see it. It should have been Money in the Bank, but I should go fuck myself, I guess. I don't know. I know Punk is very vocal about his politics. I know he has said he's never been, because I saw on his Instagram story a week or two ago something about Saudi Arabia, and he's like, "Oh, I've never been there," but he didn't say anything about it negatively or positively. Just I've never been there, so I'm wondering if he might go.
It's interesting. I think if this happens,
I feel like he'd have to. I think he'd have to win in Saudi in order to go or something. It'd have to be fucking worth it for him to go.
Worth the trip, yeah. I don't know. I don't know about this. I think you can put John Cena against whomever, and it's gonna be fine. But I think of all the people to come, this is one of Cena's greatest rivalries, and I think a rivalry this great needs a massive stage. I don't think Night of Champions is it. I think it's SummerSlam. I agree with you that Night of Champions is not a big of stage to us.
but WWE is really trying to fucking hammer in on this international global expansion shit. And to them, Saudi is huge.
And Saudi
So-
gives them the most money.
That
This is also
too.
true.
And
It's
SummerSlam's
not-
being saved for Cody.
That's the thing. It's not
Maybe we
big-
don't know yet.
This
Most
isn't
like
big.
that's where it's at. Looks
It's
like where
not
it's
big
going.
for us, but it is big for WWE.
I know, but one last time, not in the States for Cena and Punk.
Hey man, they got Shawn Michaels to do one last time. all right?
Literally.
Yeah,
though.
and he agreed that was a massive mistake.
Yeah, that was a disaster. So yeah,
Yeah.
CM Punk, no, this is the least surprising thing ever. I mean, am I honest? I'm not even that disappointed. It's like, okay, like I get it. I get the allure of like we've seen like this is one of Punk's and Cena's greatest feuds ever.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever.
Hey, I'm wondering if you noticed this when Punk started his promo. Did you notice he started it just like the pipe bomb?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he took the sleep.
Yeah, he used the exact same words that he started the pipe bomb with, and then switched it a little bit at the end.
Once again, it's so crazy seeing face CM Punk and heel John Cena. Just like the same thing we were saying with Randy. It's so crazy seeing Randy being the face in the situation.
Yeah.
But I also loved how Punk addressed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I am not a corporate guy, but I'm standing up
Yeah.
for corporate because you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You gotta, I mean, it's the line, man. It's the line that anyone can really relate to, really.
Mhm.
You gotta be a monster to defeat the monster.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's just like, well, I like how he said the title corrupted him, which is explaining his heel turn. It's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, that happened every single time, actually. World Heavyweight title, and then it became Straight Edge Society. After
Yeah.
that, it was
Mhm.
Punk World Championship made him a heel. The W Championship made him a heel.
Even
So-
in AEW, made him a heel in real life.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it all like, yeah, I think that's the most smart thing CM Punk's ever said. And it's the most self-aware thing CM Punk has ever. It's the closest you're gonna get to an apology from CM Punk for anything.
Yeah. What I loved about what he said to John, he was like, I'm gonna have this conversation with you, and I'm ready to use my fist if I have to.
Yeah.
Get to make my point. I was like, Jesus. So I was like, okay, we're gonna have fun now.
Oh, and he called them the Yankees again, which they're up 2-0, by the way.
Thank you. I was wondering how the score was. Yeah. Yeah, it was a great promo. I was like, oh my God. One more time. If this is legitimately gonna happen, I still have a theory about Punk's gonna get taken out by Seth. Before, and then like R-Truth or Ron Killings will show up and face Cena for the world title. A little running back because I think it's set up for that now.
Do we
Who
know
knows?
how long Ron Killings is with WWE now?
No, but apparently he got a really nice contract as his final one. So
And he's not in a Legends deal, like he's on a regular contract?
this is a performing contract. It's not a
I
legend deal.
see. I see.
This is a performing contract. So if anything, I can say that I'm very happy that I at least got to see Cena and Punk in person once before they both retired. So thank God for Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is, yeah.
Yeah. It was, whew, my God, that was beautiful. Beautiful thing to see. On top of Night of Champions, WWE also said, hey, by the way, we're going to just put Night of Champions and King of the Ring together and make it not one separate thing, but a whole thing.
Can I just complain for a quick second? WWE's been so committed to putting an event basically every weekend in the summer, but you had to take away King of the Ring. Feels like a disrespect to me.
And Queen of the Ring, but it's King and Queen of the Ring. So the King of the Ring tournament is also a massive rush job if you can look at this bracket right here. They're all fatal four-ways that lead to semifinals that break up the semifinals between SmackDown and Raw. So like a Raw winner is going to be a SmackDown winner, and so on and so forth. So Sami Zayn beat Penta, Breaker, and Mysterio on Raw. On that side of the bracket for SmackDown, you have a fatal four-way between Randy Orton, LA Knight, Aleister Black, and Carmelo Hayes. On the other side of the bracket for SmackDown, Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Andrade, and Shinsuke Nakamura, which is very fun. On the other side of the Raw bracket, you have Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, my Lord Almighty, versus a mystery opponent, which...
Oh, I got a theory.
I have a theory, too. Will, what's your theory? Who is the mystery opponent for Raw on the men's side? And he's
gone.
He's totally just in shock. I know, Kay, you and I think it's the same person. I'm just going to say it. It's Ilya Dragunov.
Oh, hell yeah. They're 1,000% running it back to the NXT UK feud that Gunther and Ilya had a couple years ago.
Also, there's like not that many other people who are insane enough to go into a match between Sheamus, Rusev, and Bronson Reed than Ilya Dragunov.
And he could hold his own with all of them. Like,
it's the scary part about it too.
He's smaller than all of them, but like, boy can come back and go.
Mm-hmm.
It's the safest bet for sure.
Who do you think it is, Will?
I was gonna say Ron Killings, to be honest. but the problem is I can't see him beating either of these people. So yeah, you need someone who's just gonna kick ass and can take an ass beating, and Ilya Dragunov is that guy.
Yeah.
What about Mr. Iguana?
Mr. I think that'd be too much.
I think Pete Dunne would also be pretty cool. Where's Pete Dunne been?
He just had a baby.
Oh, so he's off. Congratulations to him.
Congratulations to Mr. Dune. What's going on, WrestleFree? We're not accepting people on the stream right now, but you can definitely be in the chat. So, you are a WWE fan. That's why we are here. We're WWE fans. We're friends of all of wrestling, actually. But you're welcome to stay with us, WrestleFree. So the King of the Ring tournament is going to break down. Sami Zayn is interesting. Remember, the King and Queen of the Ring tournament winners will also, if you win, you get a guaranteed World Championship title match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they put that stipulation in because tournaments need things.
Oh, like I said, Cody's winning. Told you.
I don't know. It depends. I don't know.
Cody winning is the most unnecessary thing WWE could possibly do.
It is kind of weird to see him in the tournament, but whatever. I get it. What if it's Cody versus Sami?
Oh, that would eat.
that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Cody versus Sami in the final. Because I think the semis and finals are going to be done at Night of Champions. So 2 matches in a night, I think. I don't remember.
Although no, never mind. I take that back.
So we'll see. Also on the other side of the bracket, we have the Queen of the, or on the other side of the bracket, the upper bracket, the Queen of the Ring tournament began last night with Liv Perez beating Liv Morgan, Kairi Sane, and Rhea Ripley.
Dude, that match slapped.
Crazy.
That match was incredible. It was a great match.
Yeah.
Like, I think out of everything going on in WWE, the women's division is by far the most interesting.
Oh yeah, they're very fun.
I agree. I'm like more interested in the women most of the time than I am the men. Minus Punk and Alistair.
Like John Cena's heel feud is kind of a flop. It's not terrible, but it's not like wowing me either. Jay and Gunther, okay, fuck me. Right? Seth Stable, also a little lukewarm. It's like, well, what are you guys doing? Okay, you got Money in the Bank, but who are you going after? Like, what are you doing? The women, top to bottom, is just like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
okay, everything is interesting. Everything's pretty good. It's good booking.
Perez
good
storytelling. And it's like different types of interesting, like secrets. What are they? The Secret Service.
Yeah,
Secret Service.
Secret Service, super funny. Like,
yeah, it's balanced.
The women can wrestle. Like, there's so much.
The women's division is incredibly balanced right now, and it's even. So yeah, building into Evolution, it's going to be a very.
I feel like Will's very excited for Evolution. I think that's what we're going to go with right there.
Will loves women so much that he got off the screen.
Yeah. In respect for women, Will has left. Happy Pride. And also on in the bracket on SmackDown, Fatal 4-Way, Jade Cargill, Michin, Mia Yim, Piper Niven, Nia Jax. That's actually a fantastic match there.
That's a really good match.
Other side of the bracket for SmackDown, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, Candice LeRae finally getting TV time. And on the bottom right of the bracket, as you see here, Asuka's returning. Which is surprise, Asuka's coming back versus Stephanie Vicaire, which put those two in a singles match.
Oh my God, that's
Murphy,
fire!
Stephanie Vicaire.
Wow.
Welcome to the show, Will. Welcome to Stephanie Vicaire.
Dude, no kidding. That spot in the ladder made me feel things.
Wait till you watch Worlds Collide.
I saw the clip. It was like 2 of them doing it, right?
That's Little Vice, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. You just make a GIF out of it and just stare at it for hours.
There is a GIF of it.
Perfect. Yeah. I love wrestling. I love the internet.
Yes, they did just spoil Asuka's return, but we knew she was going to come back at some point. So I have no clue who wins this, where this goes for the Queen of the Ring tournament, because there's so many interesting people. I could do it. You could give it. You can pull Charlotte Flair to do this yet again.
No, please don't.
Stephanie Vaquer can also get a run at this. Chelsea Green can go on a redemption arc. Alexa Bliss can go on a redemption.
I think Chelsea Green is the perfect person to choose, to be honest.
Agree.
But I
as
don't.
Queen of the Ring, yes.
She is the one who would run furthest with the gimmick.
Yes, absolutely.
But I don't see them. Like, who does she beat?
Well, who does she challenge?
That's what I mean. Who does she challenge? Probably Roxanne.
Well, no. Who's she?
On the other side here. Oh,
No,
who's
I'm talking
champion?
What
She's
champion?
on SmackDown.
I don't know
Or
if they're
Tiffany
gonna.
Stratton.
I thought you could pick.
I don't know if you can pick or not. I'm not exactly sure.
No, you can pick because Gunther chose Priest last year.
Yeah.
Instead of Cody.
So I think that. So it's either if Chelsea Green's wins, she would have to choose between either
Tiffany
or
Io.
Io. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, her and Tiffy would be great because she's supposed to be a heel. Chelsea Green's supposed to be a heel, and Tiffany's supposed to be his face. So Tiffany's kind of just like, okay, whatever. She's great. She's athletic. She's a gymnast. Great. So giving her some character to work with Chelsea Green, give a little spice. I think would be really fun.
I mean, I can also see Jade versus Tiffy, and just to spite Jade, Naomi cashes in.
God, that would be great too. That'd be a great SummerSlam moment. It's a heel show.
Yeah.
Jade beats Tiffy, and Naomi cashes in.
Just to ruin the moment.
Yeah. So yeah, either way, this is definitely going to be a SmackDown woman, I think. So I'm going to go Chelsea Green or Jade Cargill. I don't know. Who knows though?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a lot. Stephanie Vaquer. I mean, if they're so high on Roxanne, they're extremely high on Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah. They changed the number of matches, the time frame of the 3 matches she wrestled multiple times on the show to the point where it was hilarious. There was 24 hours, then 20 hours, then 18 hours, and back to 24 hours. One quick sideberg. I thought the 3-man team between Michael Cole, McAfee, and Wade Barrett was incredible.
Listen, Wade Barrett was amazing when he said, I know the difference between El Grande Americano and Chad Gable because their nipples are different.
Yeah. Or he's like, he counter argues. It's like, well, he was so exhausted. He could have walked up the ladder, Michael. Like, it was just like, it was Michael Cole's going, Wade, you're dumb. And Wade going, actually, you're dumb. And Pat McAfee's just like, I'm dumb. And that was the commentary for the entire show. And I
could only imagine the people in the back, in the truck in the back, when Wade Barrett said the nipple comment.
I know.
Probably just on the floor crying.
Yeah, they had to pop, dude. You had to pop the boys in the back. And I was sitting there thinking, man, I don't miss Corey Graves, which is unfortunate because I miss Corey Graves.
So Corey Graves did do Worlds Collide with Conan, and that was actually pretty impressive.
They
he had to carry Conan on his back, probably.
No, Conan actually held his own really well.
Did he? Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know Conan has a podcast with Disco Inferno, but I can't see him being good at commentary, especially in a fast-paced match of
well, because he was the guy. He's like, hey, I'm Conan. I know about Lucha Libre because I'm Conan, so I'm here to educate the people about Lucha Libre.
Dude, did he say he was the Mexican Hulk Hogan back in his day?
No, he did not.
Because that's what WCW referred to him all the time. He's the Mexican Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, no, he actually did pretty good and very informative when you watch it back and stuff. So King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring is going to be going on at Night of Champions. We're going to predict that a little bit more in a couple of weeks. And oh yeah, by the way, Nikki Bella's back, everybody.
Hell yeah.
Mom jeans and all, Nikki Bella.
I was going to say, I love her jeans.
The only thing I wanted from Raw, and unfortunately they're probably never going to do it, I wanted when John Cena was like, give me a real opponent, real challenger, I wanted Nikki's music to hit.
No fucking way.
Oh my God. God, that would be, oh my God, that'd be so funny.
Because I want heel Cena to crash out on Nikki on live TV. Because like that's
don't.
real heat right there. Because like
I do, but I don't.
I feel like John Cena the person, out of respect for Nikki in general, but also just like what she's been through recently, does not want to crash out on someone that's just recently been through DV.
I mean, they teetered that line when a very angry Liv Morgan came out.
At least I have a man.
Yeah, listen, a very angry Liv Morgan was actually pretty entertaining.
Oh, it was great. You forgot someone.
Yeah, she went full New Jersey on Nikki Bella. It was great.
Oh, she went totally New Jersey. I was like, oh my God, here we go.
Would you have preferred Rhea?
I don't know who I thought was going to mic check Nikki, to be honest with you.
Because Rhea is far and above the best. Like, she has evolved, pardon the pun, evolved the most. Like, she is such a presence. She went off on Money in the Bank. She went off on Monday. They are booking her incredibly well. And she is the top women's wrestler in the world right now, easily. Yeah. But Liv Morgan, not that far behind.
Yeah.
Especially like when you put her next to like a Roxanne Perez or Stephanie Vaquera, it's like, oh, Rhea Ripley is now and Liv Morgan are now the veterans of the locker room. Mm-hmm. It's like, damn, these bitches have come far.
Yeah, remember, Will, when we went to that NXT show at the theater and Liv Morgan was just like, it doesn't go well. Her second year in the
yeah, she was just there.
Yeah, she was just there. She was a Jersey girl. She was like eating pizza on the way to the ring.
That's so cute.
Tongue.
Oh, I loved the blue tongue.
Yeah. So obviously this is setting up potentially Nikki versus Liv at Evolution, which I'm all for. I think it'll be a fantastic match.
That'd be really fun.
And she proved that Nikki can take a bump still flat on the head, like hitting Liv Morgan's finisher.
She sold it really well. She looked like
real well.
She looked dead.
She
like
did.
I actually was concerned for her for a second.
Especially because she has a history of neck issues.
That too.
So I'm happy she's back. Let's see how far she goes. Let's see if she remains past Evolution. Who knows? This could be a mini run. This could not be. Speaking of Evolution, it's something that I think is also going to happen at Evolution, which makes me really upset, but I won't be going to this event. Bayley's back.
Finally, she wasn't there.
Yes, Bayley makes her first return to TV after getting taken out of her WrestleMania match and being replaced by Becky Lynch. Obviously, Becky finished her story with Lyra Valkyria, which we did not really mention, but it worked out really well for both parties involved. And Becky being mega heel, and they used Bayley being really upset to take her off TV and bring her back to a huge babyface pop. And I truly believe we are getting Bayley Becky at Evolution for the IC title.
That would be so fun.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I have no issues. That's a match I definitely want to see again. And
it's one of the combinations we never really saw on the main roster.
Yeah.
You never see Bayley and Becky. They've always kind of been separate. So this is very intriguing. Of all the 4 horsewomen combinations, this has been the one that they've shown, I think, the least.
Yeah. And like Evolution 1, Becky and Charlotte put on a fucking classic, so I'm very excited to see.
Last Woman Standing, I believe.
I think it was too.
Yeah, Last Woman Standing. It was great. Raw overall was really, really good. They teased a lot. They really started picking some things up with this, and it's ironic that right after is like as soon as the beatdown finished, like R-Truth came out and stood on the announce table.
Yeah, what a transition, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was like, Jesus. Like that was like the height of Raw. Moving on to the end of Raw with all of this craziness and shenanigans going on. Gunther beat Jey Uso clean as a whistle to end Raw.
I hate it.
Hey man,
Jey Uso's reign ended at 51 days.
I'm just saying. Jey Uso admitted to being drunk on WWE television in that post show.
Oh, I missed that part of the post show.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't.
I didn't watch the post
say it, but Cody said it, and Jey did a little.
My head canon was like they're mad that we forced R-Truth back into the company, so they had to get the title off of Jey Uso just to balance it out.
But a lot of people, Jey Uso got so much hate, which I think was unwarranted.
Wait, where?
From the internet. This my corner of the internet that I've been seeing. I so much like they call him like mid-card Jey Uso and bash on his title reign. I'm like, dude, I thought Jey Uso was good. Like nothing, no notes of improvement. I thought he was fine.
He has the best entrance in all of wrestling.
Yeah, he's fun. He was a fun champion. He was fun.
Yeah, he's a fun champion. He's picking up kids every freaking week. Like picking up little kids. He was selling merch like wildfire. Like it was very interesting to have him drop, unless Jay requested some time off or we're trying to do something. But I was like, I would have kept him on.
You don't request time off as champion.
I know, but it's also one of those things where it's just like,
do we think he's like secretly hurt or something?
It could be that.
Maybe.
It could be that. It could be the fact that he was drunk on TV, admittedly, but he's gotten away with worse. Or it could be a whole myriad of things. It's just very surprising to me, one, that he dropped clean. I had the headcanon that Goldberg was showing up just to screw over Gunther in the final hour. Because Saturday night's main event, Atlanta, Goldberg wants to retire soon. So that could be it. But it's also probably because Jey Uso's still running hot. His merch is still going crazy. Like he was so big. They did his entrance twice at Money in the Bank before the match started.
No, because they were about to, and then Logan Paul's music hit. It was great.
That's right. My fault. Yeah.
Such great heel work.
Good heel work.
It's excellent.
Also, Logan Paul with the drone superplex.
Incredible.
That was really cool. I hate Logan Paul, but he was really good.
Then who landed on him afterwards? Because they didn't switch the camera shot yet.
I forgot who landed on him.
It was Jay. Jay landed on him afterwards. Jay did a springboard off the top rope splash, and then the drone bounced. I was like, man. And then they didn't do a replay. No replays.
Yeah, it was a shame. But yeah, Gunther winning just seemed very surprising. If Ilya's coming back, we do Ilya Gunther. I'm okay with that. That's fine. But now, what do you do with Jey Uso now? Is he in the chase? What does he do? Does he pair back up with Jimmy? What happens with Jay?
I have no idea.
It just seemed very abrupt, and also because that was obviously the most sleeper holds I've ever seen in a match ever.
Yeah,
he'll be on TV going, "I love you, Solo."
Oh no!
Please don't. But yeah, Gunther once again champion, and we'll see where it goes.
That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting little turn for this as well. So. A lot of WWE stuff that we're talking about, but let's move over to AEW, which we haven't talked about in a while. But All In is coming about less than a month from now.
Who's leading in predictions?
Oh, you do want to know predictions? I totally forgot about that.
I know it's not me.
And we're going to go to the predictions right now. I totally forgot. Thank you for reminding me with that. And after this weekend of events, remaining in first place is Slaging K with 59 points. Second place, Willie T with 57. I am in third with 56.
Even with my ballsy ass CM Punk prediction.
You beat Will and I at Worlds Collide.
Fuck.
Really?
That's what happened.
It's so funny. I didn't remember any of my Worlds Collide picks when I was watching today, and I'm like, I feel like I dropped the ball on this one.
You beat us in Worlds Collide. So what happened? So remember when I was saying, one WWE team is going to win a trios match and one AAA team is going to win a trios match? We got them reversed. Yeah, we picked the wrong ones. That's what screwed us. And the one that made you won is you picked Stephanie to win
at Worlds Collide.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
what got
you thought Stephanie was going to do the clean sweep.
Yeah. So that's what happened. So so Kay, you are still in the lead, barely though, very very barely. Again, we did a lot of WWE stuff, but let's move over, like I said before, to AEW, they are preparing for All In, and they have brought back a classic rivalry, because what do marks like? Classic rivalries. And for all of the gold, Okada versus Omega at AEW's biggest show of the year.
Okay, I care.
I see your face well.
I care again.
I know we kind of low-key almost thought about going. I'm not saying I regret it, but I wish I knew. I'll put it that way.
This is very, very recent. The only other two matches that are guaranteed is you're going to have Hangman Adam Page going for the AEW World Championship.
Against Mox?
Against Mox, yes. And then you have...
Great. Love it.
And then you have Mercedes, who is still undefeated, and the TBS champion. She also picked up another title on the Indies, somewhere in Europe over the weekend, versus Timeless Tony Storm. So now, three
Okay,
for
okay.
three in
three.
matches for All In. This one is a winner-take-all, champion versus champion. Kenny Omega's putting the international title on the line. Kazuchika Okada's putting the Continental Championship on the line. This is winner takes all. Whenever these guys are in the ring, just look at the time in New Japan. They put on classics. Dave Meltzer, as much as I despise the man, Dave Meltzer broke his own rating system for them multiple times.
Yeah, that's more of a dig on him than a compliment on them, though.
Yeah. But regardless, they still put on great matches. In my opinion, I think this is what Okada needs, because Okada has been probably more of a sideshow gimmick than R-Truth was for his entire career.
Yeah, he's just been chilling, hanging out, enjoying America.
Yeah.
I low-key forgot he was in AEW.
Everybody does. Everybody does. I forget he's a Continental Champion because he never defends. Although he did defend.
Oh, I didn't even notice that either.
Mm-hmm. He's one. So, like, the championship matches were obviously going to be a given, but Okada Omega, that's when I was like, oh, this might be getting actually interesting now. So, because remember,
might buy it.
This is also going on the same day as Saturday night's main event and Great American Bash.
Oh.
In Atlanta. So that's all the same day, and then Evolution stands alone on Sunday. So this is going to be a very, very interesting one. I'm going to have to start following the storyline a little bit more, but All In, they're doing something here. They're doing something pretty interesting. We have an AEW. We have to move to NXT too, because as soon as we got off air, the glamorous one, Mariah May, debuted in NXT in a classic "Here Come the Women" segment, which
love to see it.
Which NXT never looked. NXT has had a wild couple of weeks. JC Jane beat Stephanie Vaquer to become the NXT Women's Champion. And then JC Jane had a segment where she's like, who's going to be our next challenger? And all these women came out who have legitimate claims of potentially becoming or challenging JC Jane for the NXT Women's title. And then at the end, the lights went out and Mariah May shows up. And the crowd goes nuts. I forgot she's only 26.
Oh, really?
God damn.
Yeah, she's only 26.
Yeah, she's gonna be something, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think it's what's also really crazy about Mariah May. She used to be a WWE shop influencer.
I saw that on TikTok actually.
Yeah, she used to be a WWE
like
shop.
2019, she was like promoting.
2019, she was 2019, she was promoting merch for WWE. Then she went to AEW until 2025. And now she got signed by WWE and NXT.
She also apparently turned down a lot of money from AEW.
I've heard that too, but I think it's also because she has been very adamant ever since she started, but she's always wanted to go to WWE.
Yeah, she wants to be in WWE. Yeah, the dream's bigger than the money. And she's like, I'm good enough, I'll make more.
Exactly. Yeah. It's also one of those things that's something that AEW is going to have to deal with until they become more established. They're going to get there because all these people that they're growing up and recruiting that they got really young and probably for really cheap, AEW was never a dream for them.
No, but I don't think it's ever going to be, and I don't necessarily think they should strive for that because that's impossible.
I'm not saying strive for that, but I'm saying that's going to be a hurdle. They're going to have to deal with.
It's the disadvantage of starting 50 years late.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, and it's not their fault. Like, it's like I think they have done a very, very good job of establishing themselves. Growing pains for sure, but where they are is much better than where they've been, and they are heading in the right direction. Just from like this, very little of what I see from AEW, but
they are. Oh, and there goes Will. Which gives me time to finish my point.
I'm listening.
Thank you, Kay. The other thing that I think is going to be big for them here is that once AEW becomes more established, the next generation of wrestlers, they're going to be some to be like, I want to go to WWE, but then there's also going to be some that are like, you know what? I've always loved AEW. I want to go to AEW. So that disadvantage that they have currently, I think as long as they stick around, will not be there anymore.
Yeah. I wish they would just work together and just close the circle.
Hell will have to freeze over for a while.
I know. I just feel like it would make so much easier for so many.
They'd destroy the rest. They'd make so much money, but I think the issue a lot of the time has been Tony being Tony.
Yeah.
You know, Tony has had some very untimely and at times very classless remarks about WWE.
Oh, definitely. Like,
You know, and I think if there was an opportunity for them to work together, it's not going to be for a while until Tony becomes probably a little bit more corporately professional.
do they have media training over there?
I don't know. I don't know at all. You know, it's one of those things, but AEW needs to be around for WWE to continue to be good, for TNA to continue to be good. Like their
Oh,
competition
absolutely.
is going
Competition
to
makes everybody better.
exactly. So Mariah May coming over here, probably under a name change at some point, it's always going to be good for the brand as a whole.
Mhm.
But moving on to another thing that happened in TNA, which is not TNA, my fault, in NXT, featuring TNA, is well, your favorite wrestler and Fretz's favorite wrestler too, returned to help out Trick Williams because who hotter than Top Dollar? AJ Francis has aligned himself with Trick Williams, the TNA champion, to assist Trick Williams with retaining the TNA championship. This just makes Slammiversary that much more interesting.
Love to see it.
I always knew, and I think I said it when WWE announced that they have a working partnership with TNA. I was like, "This is how Top Dollar returns."
Oh,
One way or
definitely.
another.
One way or another, they all return. Listen, Elias returned.
Yep.
You know, Indy Hartwell just signed with them.
Mhm.
You know,
The
so
Iconics are back with TNA too.
we're going to get to that. Don't ruin it. You know, at this point, it's one of those things where like a release from WWE isn't a bad thing. So it's just like I saw somebody be like, "All right, you get released from WWE, but you still want to go to WWE, so you get signed by TNA, you just return to WWE anyways, and WWE doesn't have to pay you because TNA is paying you." Does that make any sense to any of you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And it's awesome, and I love the integration. I mean, the NXT crowd is getting to those like black and gold levels of fun. You watch the product.
I've been watching it more recently, and I agree. It's starting to feel like old school NXT again.
Yeah, they're starting to be really good. And also, I'm a big fan of AJ Francis. Will, myself, and Sir Charles got a chance to chat it up with him at WrestleCon.
Very cool.
Yeah, really nice guy, really down to earth guy. Unfortunately, he went to the University of Maryland, but that's okay.
Can't win them all.
We all make mistakes, right? But I'm very excited to see where this goes. Slammiversary is in like a month. We're going to start covering a lot more TNA. Once I get my hands on like their media and stuff, but we are going to cover a lot more TNA as we build towards Slammiversary and things like that. Because I think Slammiversary is going to be huge.
I do too.
With a lot of NXT.
I can't wait.
I'm really excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And I'm equally excited for Slammiversary because the Iconics have returned, now known as the Inspiration. They have been out of wrestling for 3 years.
Like, did they both have kids?
A lot of it was child rearing. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of it was child rearing, but they finally just made their return to TV last Friday at Under Siege, I believe. So they are back. If you guys don't know about the Iconics on the Inspiration, by the way, they both look stunning. If you find the video, Will, of their like return and their walkout.
Oh, they look beautiful.
I believe it.
Absolutely stunning. It's kind of a weird travesty that they got released when they did, but because Billy Kay in particular, hysterical.
Dude, these two need to be the Secret Harvest. Like, that's problem number one.
Chelsea Green with those two as the Secret Harvest.
Hysterical. Holy shit.
I think I mentioned this. I was like, yeah, they brought back the Iconics to be like the lackers to Chelsea Green. I'd be on the floor crying, laughing like every week.
It would be one of the most annoying things ever, but it would be all for the right reasons.
Yeah. Like, do you remember when the New Day used to just mess with Kayla Braxton?
Yes.
It was on that levels of ridiculousness all the time. All the time. But congratulations to the Iconics, the Inspiration coming back. I can't wait to see what they do. And I also wouldn't be surprised if they show up on NXT.
Oh, definitely.
Sometime in the near future.
They'll 1,000,000% be back.
Of anybody who's going to appreciate them just making a pop-up return, it would be the NXT crowd.
Who's Billy Kay married to?
Someone who's not a known
Not wrestling related. Okay.
Yeah, Peyton Royce is married to Sean Spears.
Sean Spears. Yep. Lucky.
But yeah, I think Billy Kay. Yeah, I don't believe Billy Kay is married to somebody that is known within the IWC.
Copy.
Wrestling world. Which is probably better off for everybody involved. But congratulations to the Inspiration, aka the Iconics, coming back, and I hope they show up at Slammiversary too, because I think they will. I really, really do. And that is all that we have for this week. We got through everything, surprisingly enough.
That didn't take too long.
Not at all.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, but we pretty much hit all of our points, and everything. But it was
well, I could at least
as well as you could, yeah. But there was also a lot of just a lot of content to talk about. Like it's just one of those weeks where wrestling is just like hitting on every cylinder.
You need to go rapid fire.
Yeah, you kind of have to, and it's good. Like AEW's heating up. Like after seeing Omega and Okada added to that All-In card, I'm like, damn it, it's a really entertaining card on 3 matches alone. So, and we're gonna start expanding the TNA a little bit more. Like it's a big next couple of weeks. So you think 2 weeks from now or next week we're previewing Night of Champions, and then like 2 weeks after that we have to do Great American Bash if we know the card. Great American Bash. Another Saturday night's main event, AEW's All In, and Evolution is all going to be the same show.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. That might be the wildest prediction weekend ever, because a lot can change if somebody has a bad show.
Yeah.
that's a bad show. So start doing your research on all of the stuff that's going on.
I'm in.
And somehow, like 2 or 3 weeks after that, we got to predict Slammiversary because we're going.
Yeah, I can't wait for Slammiversary.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're going end of July.
End of July, exactly.
Dude, my end of July is absurd. You guys get. Oh my god, it's gonna be even more.
Actually,
so the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
So the 20th is Slammiversary. 25th, 7th, I am going on vacation. Jazz and I going to Delaware. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The 30th, I'm doing a colonoscopy. August 1st, I'm doing the Goo Goo Dolls and Dashboard Convention. That's Friday, August 1st.
Oh,
Goo Goo Dolls with Dashboard Confessional concert.
Dude, Dashboard's so good live.
And then Saturday and Sunday is SummerSlam.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Actually, Kay, I thought that the other night, on the 6th, the other night, my friend and I saw the starting line for the 3rd time.
You go every time they come to New York, I feel
Yeah,
like.
no, they're the best. I fucking love seeing them live. They're so good. And the mosh pits were just as aggressive as ever.
Oh, wow.
The tickets were $35. It was at Starland in South Jersey.
I love Starland Ballroom.
Yeah,
It's one of my
incredible.
favorite places to see a show.
Yeah. Armor for Sleep was the opener.
I'm so jealous. I used to love them.
Yeah,
their first album was everything.
They were good. They were pretty solid. Yeah,
they're really good.
I've listened to a few songs since then. So, but yeah, starting line, fucking amazing. Great show.
Yeah. There are going to be a lot of predictions that we're going to go through in the next 5 weeks or so. Because after we do that weekend, that mega weekend, then we got
good man. I need to catch up on some points. I got to reclaim my crown for first place, baby.
Then a week or two after Slammiversary, we got to do SummerSlam. We won't get a break till maybe September. Because actually, even at the end of August, after 3 weeks after SummerSlam, we have to do Clash in Paris. That's Labor Day weekend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough week.
This summer is going to be stacked. Absolutely stacked.
I know. My first wedding of the season is in 2 weeks.
My first wedding is 2 weeks too.
September. I have to wait all the way to September. Thank God.
Lucky.
You
September,
got lucky.
Yeah, September. last year. No, luckily with all my friends, weddings have been very well spaced out. No more than 2 in a year.
Yeah.
So
the next wedding I have to go to is on the July 3rd in Long Beach.
I also have a July 3rd wedding.
That's gonna be hot.
Yeah, it's also in Long Beach. So where does everybody go on Long Island on 4th of July? Long Beach.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm not looking forward to that.
I'm going to be in Kings Park. Thank you.
We're going to be switching places.
Literally.
Parts of the island. All right, let's get out of here to the post so we can have Kay for a little bit before they go see Love Island.
Hell
Gonna
yeah.
stick around, Kay? I appreciate it.
For a few minutes. I just
All
need
right.
to deal with something really
You,
fast.
you go do it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 410, Iguana in the Ring. I am your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe. Links are all about in the description below, especially some of our fantastic merch, including our featured Pride 2025 collection, where all proceeds will be going to the Trans Lifeline. If you're listening to us or watching us, make sure you're listening to us or watching us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, and follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at addict_wrestle on Twitter and at Wrestle Addict Radio, all one word. Links are in the description below. Will Tarashak.
Yeah, man, it's got a lot of good things going on right now. I'm glad to be busy this summer, so I'm excited to be here with you guys. I hope we can go. Looks like we'll be going back to weekly shows then.
At this point, we're going to have to,
which is great. I kind of missed the weekly show. I did like taking time off a little bit, but I did
like going to see discount movies on Tuesdays.
Weekly structure. That's what we need. It's gonna be great.
Wow.
As long as we're done by 9, K Murphy, don't worry, I don't forget.
Look at us developing real structure. We've never had structure on this show.
It's like we're being adults.
Look at us.
Doesn't
We're growing
suck,
up.
guys? Doesn't
we're drinking
suck.
water. No, I like it. I like
Ricky, you told me your 30s was just, having fun with the 20s with more money, but you didn't tell me I'd be spending literally all of it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well,
you have more money.
This little asterisk. Once you have all of it, you gotta spend all of it.
It is also the economy too. Kayfabe, what do you got for us?
I'm ready for the villa. I'm very excited for this summer. There's so much to do. I have concerts to see. Boris is barking. I have a batch to go on. But more importantly, my dog wants my attention. Please check out our Pride collection. If you live in New York City, please vote in the mayoral primary election. Early voting starts this week. Please,
it's happening, isn't it?
Please vote.
Yeah, get on that. Good thing I don't have to do that. My goodness, the candidates. But be that as it may, when we come back next week, we are going to predict Night of Champions and King and Queen of the Ring. Maybe someone will show up. Maybe Goldberg will be back at some point. Who knows what's going to happen? And AEW hopefully can go 4 for 4. We're creating matches for the biggest show here all day. So until next week, folks, goodbye, good night. We'll see you soon. Boy, I do need to put my AC in at some point this week because it is.
I have
really
one of 2, and it's so hot.
I put mine in.
I do need to do. But until that, folks, one thing will remain the same, and we'll always keep the heat on him, and that's Slack. Because fuck you, Slack.
Fuck you, Slack.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Asshole.
We'll see you next week.
This has been a Wrestle Addict Radio branded podcast.